for the McKenna structure, what it would cost for administrative fee, which is typically $35, and then what it would cost for at least one inspection of a third-party inspector to go to the site and verify that what was approved was actually in place according to opening date.
Okay, so if the application is going to be approved, this money has to be paid, whether it's paid by the business owner or paid by the city.
Correct.
Okay. Councilman Kelsey, you were next, I believe.
Yeah, I was just going to ask a question. Do you know how many businesses potentially have applied already? I'm sure once the governor passed it, a lot of them were anxious to. I've seen one of them already has started work on their park, not already, but you
one's
know,
already done it without an application, and one is waiting for tonight's approval to fill their application.
So I guess my question for the chair is, John, we got two we know, but we don't know how many more. Am I correct?
That is correct.
All right. Well, that was my question, because if we're in a deficit spending, but we want to help the businesses out and we want to eat the fee. I was just curious how much we would eat if we waive the fee for these potential businesses that wanted to do the outdoor seating. And that was my you answered it, so in that respect.
And so far, both of the companies that would like to put outdoor seating to expand their services are choosing to put them in a parking lot that is presently being used for vehicles. And so therefore we need a little bit more protection against people driving and then people trying to sit inside of it. Typically, the original outdoor seating was designed to be sat on a patio or on a sidewalk approach where there wasn't an intentional risk of vehicular driving through the eatery section. And so once we realized, we saw somebody already putting one in their parking lot, and the second request was to put it in their parking lot, we would have to take precautions using both fire department, police department, and our own building department to make sure that vehicles did not intrude on people enjoying lunch.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Further discussion? Then clerk call the roll.
Councilpersons Kelsey,
Yes.
Higgins,
One moment. Did we change and put in the temporary?
Lillian's looking for a hand.
I never heard a change in the wording that were requested. Was that done?
Your Honor?
Yes, who's next? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I had a question and I was muted. Right now, the outdoor seating ordinance, does it have a temporary wording in it?
No, it does not. In fact, it doesn't have outdoor seating in an ordinance other than in a large package of checks and balances for site plan review of a new business.
Because, okay, so help me, John, because I'm thinking of, didn't the Lincoln Park Brewery, did they have outdoor seating?
There are a couple of people that had some outdoor seating, but they weren't, since I've been in the city, they haven't been governed by an ordinance to be allowed to do it at all.
Okay. And quite honestly, I do not have a problem with the word temporary because it just means it's not permanent. You can't do it all year round.
Okay.
Sorry.
If I may, through the chair?
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out the brewery fell under a different type of liquor license, and that's why they were allowed to do it. It was a, tavern. No, I can't remember what it was called or whatever, but they fell under that when they constructed and remodeled the building and went to the building department and everything else. But it was a different type of liquor license that allowed for them to have the outdoor seating.
So, correct. They actually did it through the site plan review of how their license was going to govern them to eat in and out. And so it wasn't as an ordinance, it was actually as a business site plan review governed by, at that time, the planning and zoning ordinance.
Through the chair, Your Honor, final comment, if you don't mind.
Yes, go ahead.
Final comment, it mentioned liability insurance, so if they're in a parking lot, I'm sure they'll have insurance for that. And, you know, as far as temporary, if you put it like August 31st after that, then maybe you'd have to pay. But they're trying to make their business more adaptable to the social distancing. You know, they're going to lose tables inside their restaurant and or bar. That's why they're putting seating outside. And just to make them pay extra $150 to me in our own businesses here in Lincoln Park, I just don't get it. So that's my final parting shot.
I'd like, through the chair, if I may.
Hold on a second here. We have a deficit situation in our budget. We are $300,000 short that we're taking from fund balance. We don't know what additional things the state is going to put on us when they do their budget very shortly. And then next year, we're looking for a shortfall also. Folks, we cannot give money away in these circumstances. We do have that the grant program that they just put forward to them. If they've been hard hit through this, then I would suggest they put a grant application for that. We cannot give money away because eventually there's going to be a bill come due, and we're going to have to rectify that with either loss of service or a reduction of employees. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Councilman Kelsey, you want to be heard?
I was just going to say, Your Honor, we just passed a motion that we would give our salary to the city, so, or half our salary. So, you know, in one respect, we are helping out the businesses individually, but we are. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And my question was, can somebody read the ordinance? Because I'm like Councilman Higgins. How did we end up? I mean, are we?
Yeah.
I guess
there was a change. If the city clerk could read what the. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you still speaking, sir?
You're fine, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I interrupted. I'm sorry.
All right. Carrie, if you could read what we're voting on.
I don't know that you guys defined what you want temporary to be.
I think it was, I think, May through October, I think.
Somebody said it through October, like John said? Is that what we decided?
Yes, and it was okay with the mover and supporter, as I recall.
Yes.
Tell me if I'm. And what were those dates, Mr. Myers?
April 15th through October 30th.
Thank you.
So through the chair,
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
are they going to have to renew this every year?
Is this permanently on the books, or this only COVID related?
We didn't write it that way either. We didn't write it either way. We left that up to the council to make that decision. The reason was we were trying to find a way to quickly give more seating and more business to our agents as quickly as possible. And so we left it to giving them the expanded space if needed all the way through October. And then the council could make a decision if they wanted to leave this kind of an ordinance and a application available every year, or cancel it after the COVID cycle is over.
And I would make a recommendation that we do this for this year and then put it out there to be reviewed before we get into the spring season next year.
I'll support that.
1 year deal, I guess, is what I'm saying.
I'll support that.
Okay, so then the first paragraph would read, whereas the governor of the state of Michigan has established a social distancing order for the reopening of restaurants and bars and temporary outdoor seating from April 15th through October 30th, provides a means to expand customer services. That limits it to that time period.
And then I would make an amendment that this would be for the year 2020 and it to be reviewed in
2020. Okay.
Mayor, if I may, you may actually want that to be through October 31st if you're going to give them that long. With October 31st being Halloween, that could be a good night if it's a nice night out.
I was thinking.
Okay.
the same thing.
And that's my
I mean,
fault. My daughter's birthday is October 30th, and I forgot there's another day left in the month.
If I may, through the chair?
Wait, hold on, just a second.
Okay.
For the original mover and supporter, is the change to October 31st as the end date good with?
It's fine with me.
That's fine with me.
Okay, so that would be the date. Council President, go ahead.
I hate to, whatever. Whereas, the paragraphs with whereas, those are just explanation. There's no action to it. Please move that down to the now therefore be it resolved section
Okay.
so that it will actually have action in it. And we're simply asking for a cost recovery. We're not asking to make any money on this or anything else. It's just strictly a cost recovery.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
I'm proposing an amendment that it would be 2020 only and to be reviewed in 2021.
I'll support that.
That's fine with, I'm sorry, through the chair, that's fine with me.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, then we'll just,
Okay,
if
that-
it's
so-
good with both of you, then we'll just incorporate into the
Which is
original.
the last line.
Yeah.
The last
Yep.
line.
Okay. All
Very
right.
good. So is there further discussion on this? All right, then clerk call the roll.
Councilpersons Kelsey,
Yes,
Higgins,
Yes.
everybody just froze on me. I'm sorry, everything just froze on me. I don't know what happened to you guys, but Councilman Higgins,
Yes.
Councilwoman Breeding,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ross,
Yes.
Councilman Salcido,
No.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. Next item in background from, this is from Mr. Dennis Anderson, Deputy Director of the Department of Parks and Recreation. The United States Army howitzer located at the War Memorial is on loan to the City of Lincoln Park, Department of Parks and Recreation, for use as a display. As the custodian, the City of Lincoln Park Department of Parks and Recreation will continue to maintain and display this piece of history and honor our nation. So the resolution is, whereas the City of Lincoln Park Department of Recreation has a United States Army howitzer on display, on static display at the War Memorial Park from the United States Army Donation Program Office at the United States Army Tank, Automotive, and Armaments Command. And whereas the City of Lincoln Park Department of Park and Recreation as custodians will continue to follow the requirements to maintain the United States Army howitzer in a way that does not dishonor veterans or the United States Army, and when no longer required, will notify the Army Donations Program Office at the United States Army Tank, Automotive, and Armaments Command so that a new location can be found. At no time will the static display be sold, moved, transferred, or relocated without prior approval from the Army Donations Program Office at the United States Army Tank, Automotives, and Armament. Resolved that the City of Lincoln Park Department of Parks and Recreation wishes to continue the loan agreement with the United States Army Donation Program Office at the United States Army Tank, Automotives, and Armament Command.
So
You
moved.
should move on this, Mayor, and ask for the full council's support.
I agree with you, Council President. I will move on this and ask for the support of the council.
Yes.
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 I'm fine with it. I just got a question.
Yes.
Go ahead with discussion.
Just on the, and this doesn't affect the resolution, but on the cover letter, it refers to it as a howitzer tank. I don't think that's quite what it is, but the resolution is fine. It's just the cover letter had it referred to a tank, and I was just wondering, maybe I missed something when I drove by, but that's my only comment. The resolution is fine. I don't think the cover letter affects anything, so.
Councilman, that was my mistake.
Oh, okay. That was just a comment. I'm fine.
Actually, a French artillery piece that was used, according to our historian, Mr. Jeff Day. Okay, further discussion? All right, clerk call the roll.
Mayor Carnes,
Yes.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
and Salcido.
Yes.
Okay, very good. The next item has a cover letter from John Kazua, Director of Parks, Department of Public Services. In background, the City of Lincoln Park has accepted the extended 2019 contractual unit rate with GV Cement Contracting Company of Brownstown, Michigan for the above referenced project and extended their contract for the 2020 road reconstruction program and water main replacement. The estimated project cost is $1,815,000, including a 10% contingency. To assist the city in completing the project, Hennessy Engineers has put together pricing and oversight construction fee services for the 2020 road reconstruction program and water main replacements. So, resolved that the mayor and city council hereby award the 2020 road reconstruction program and water main replacement oversight and construction services to Hennessy Engineers as submitted for all work to exceed $174,360. Be it further resolved that the mayor and council authorize the funds to be taken from capital account number 450-003-818-000 Roads Engineering and account number 450-002-800 Major Roads Engineering.
So move.
Support.
You have the mover and supporter. All right. Discussion. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Higgins,
Yes.
Breeding,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes.
And Mayor, I don't know whether you saw my text message earlier, but Mr. Kazoo has asked that this next item, the phase 2 be removed for tonight. He wasn't ready to go forward with it.
Okay, I did not see the text, but I can
Okay.
do that. So, make sure I didn't throw off the other one. So resolved that the mayor and city council hereby award the 2020 asphalt road resurfacing program oversight and construction services to Hennessy Incorporated as submitted for any/all work not to exceed $38,540. Further resolved that the mayor and council authorize the funds to be taken from capital account 450-00-821,000.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Kelsey,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Breeding,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. Next item is resolved that the mayor and city council hereby award the 2020 utility concrete repair program and oversight and construction service to Hennessy Engineers Incorporated as submitted for any/all work not to exceed $42,010. Be it further resolved that the mayor and council authorize the funds to be taken from capital account number 450-00-818-000 road construction capital improvements and account number 0-923-983-000 water and sewer capital improvements account.
I'll move.
So move. Support.
All right, do you have the mover and supporter, city clerk?
I do.
Okay, Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, call the vote, call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Breeding,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. Resolved that the mayor and city council hereby award the 2020 concrete sectioning program oversight and construction services to Hennessy Engineers Incorporated, estimated for any/all work not to exceed $47,040. Be it further resolved that the mayor and council authorize the funds to be taken from road construction capital account number 450-000-818,000.
So move.
Or,
All right.
Discussion?
Through the chair, Your Honor, just a quick question,
Yes, sir, go ahead.
if you don't mind. It says that this was never completed from 2019. Did Hensley Services offer any services in 2019? Or is this 47,000 prorated for the 2 years? That makes sense. Like when this contract was awarded, they probably had their fee. Now, if the work wasn't completed, are they prorating this year's fee?
Mr. Gazoo?
In answer to your question, the price in my letter is for the 2020 work. We presently still have money in the 2019 for the work that has to be completed from the 2019 program.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Ross.
I didn't move. I did not move on that, but
I
that's fine.
apologize. I thought you did. Who moved on that then?
It doesn't matter. Okay, I move.
All right, then Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Ross,
yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. Then, whereas Hennessy Engineers provided the bid specifications for the 2020 CDBG Ferris intersection, and whereas the city awarded the bid for the 2020 CDBG Ferris intersection project on June 1, 2020, council hereby award Hennessy Engineering Incorporated the construction services and oversight of the 2020 CDBG Ferris intersection project as submitted for a sum not to exceed $40,458, with funds coming from account number 249-045-5519 streets and utilities.
So move.
Support.
Okay, in the printed resolution, the sum needs to be corrected. It's $40,400, but it currently reads $40,080. If that can be corrected, then we'll be good. All right, is further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. Okay, next item. All right, resolved that the mayor and council hereby authorize the use of the community center parking lot, 3525 Dix, for the Car Hop Carnival Food event sponsored by the Parks and Recreation Department. The event will be held on June 27 and June 28, 2020, and July 25 and July 26, 2020, from 1 p.m. until 9 p.m. Resolved that the event shall comply with Ordinance 666.04A2.
So move.
I'll support.
Okay, discussion?
Your Honor, excuse me, if I could,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
has the police chief responded to this?
He has not responded to me yet. This is Maureen.
Thank you, Maureen. And we're all set as far as the fire chief?
Yes, I spoke with Debbie, the owner of the carnival today, and she is going to be submitting her fire inspection and her stickers to me tomorrow. I've also got her insurance papers and her food licensings for the trucks.
Okay. Well, I'm a little uncomfortable with not having the police chief's reply.
Well, I did try to get a hold of him. I'm hoping to hear from him sometime tomorrow.
Okay, we have the Deputy Chief of Police, Mr. Klokovic, or DC on the call.
Well, I can explain it to him what we're doing.
Well, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, please. Deputy Chief.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we got you. Are you familiar with this proposed project of the food truck thing at the community center?
Yes. Obviously, I was there with the chief when it was discussed at one of the Zoom meetings that we've had, and we don't see any issue with the way they're going to conduct the food hop carnival, or whatever you want to call it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Or
Councilwoman- Oh, I'm sorry?
Your Honor. I was just asking over traffic flow.
I'm not understanding what you said now.
If the deputy chief could respond to the traffic flow, did he see the map?
I haven't seen the exact setup, but if it's similar to how the schools do their lunch pickups and how everyone works together with the traffic, there shouldn't be any issues.
Okay, thank you.
If I may, through the chair.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
The total plan was not sent directly to the police department and the fire department and for their input in when they first applied for this?
No, it was not.
Okay. Then I have another question or another comment. We suspended all activities for the Parks and Recreation Department through up until August or whatever. And it was in the plan that Mayor and Council adopted. And it just does not seem logical that we're going to go ahead and approve, sponsored by the Parks and Recreation Department, an event like this when we've shut down all the programs. I mean, the children's dance and all this other stuff, which I understand. But there was a reason why we delayed any of these events and the renting of the halls and so forth and so on. So I'm very much against this because of council's previous action, and I don't, whatever. So I'm going to be voting no. So that's my input. Thank you.
Well, through the chair.
Nope. Just hang on just a second. When we approved that, we went out and did things for the public's well-being and conduct that was prohibited by the governor's order. As I looked through this, there's nothing the governor would disavow this, that would not allow this to take place. What you have is the ability of folks having to go out and do their food via takeout or cook at home. They're expanding a little bit more now, but with the likelihood that most carnivals aren't going to be there, this is, I guess, a way to get people to have a little something different to eat in a sort of a nice way. It's not requiring any use of our building at all, and it does not require our personnel inside, and no one will be using the restrooms and that sort of thing. I just think that it's an attempt to do something a little bit fun. So that's my 2 cents.
Your Honor.
Council Ross, you have,
Yes, I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I understand what Donna is saying, but I too feel that this is really no different than going through the drive-through at Sonic or the food distribution at the high school. We get long lines there. I think it'll be okay.
Good.
It's not the whole carnival experience, but we get to eat. So I think it was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I thought it was a great idea by the company to do something a little different. It was pretty genius, and I'll support it.
Okay. Well, further discussion then.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I would just like to say that, like was already mentioned, the schools have been doing, we've done several events at the school now where we are using our parking lot. People will drive through for the graduates. This year they got their caps and gowns. We did it. We lined the cars up. They weren't through, handed this stuff through the window, kept going without incident. It was very well done. Every Tuesday with the food giveaway, same thing. And I want to add, also, I would like to thank the Lincoln Park Police Department, who have done an amazing job with traffic control over there and helping out. And I have seen these kind of events in other cities, and they have not had any problems. And it's everybody's in their car. It's safe as you can be. And I'd like to say very well thought out, actually. Great idea.
Okay. Further discussion?
Through the chair, if I may.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The only comment I would have is, and maybe I'm looking at it differently, I was under the impression that we were shutting everything down. I mean, everything, nothing to do with the city facilities. I'm just saying the impression that's what I had. I mean, maybe it's naive of me to not ask more questions, and I usually ask a lot, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not disagreeing with what's going on, but I'm saying I thought when we left the conversation, and that's the way it was presented, is that there was no except we were shutting everything down for safety. And I know, and this has nothing to do with the carnival, I mean the Fright Hop, but I know our numbers have gone up. If you look at the chart that's sent out by the county, and it's posted every day on the Facebook and all that, and unfortunately we're getting more people that are not passing away, fortunately, but they're getting infected, okay? And I'll leave it where it's at, but my only concern is next time I need to ask more questions. I don't mean that in any kind of negative way. I'm just saying I took it as everything being that way, and when I come back from up north, I was just a little bit inquisitive of what happened, and I understand, but that's just me speaking, just talking the way I do all the time is the way it is. I was just underneath the impression that everything was shut down. I'm not arguing against it. I'm just saying that's the impression I took away, and maybe that's my fault. That's all. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Further discussion? Okay, clerk, call the roll. Carrie, you're muted, so.
I tried to unmute it, but it said that the host had muted me. Ready? Councilpersons Higgins?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Breeding?
Are they going to serve funnel cakes? I guess I'll vote yes.
Kelsey?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Carnes?
Yes. Okay, next we have resolved that the accounts and claims payable for those items greater than $25,000 be approved as follows. This first item had the check release for due date. MERS, May 2020 defined benefits, $201,565.93. Downriver Utility Wastewater, April 2020 sewage/user, $115,147.79. DTE May 2020 gas, electric, and streetlights, $61,039.76. Great Lakes Water Authority, April 2020 water billing, $196,961.33. Incorporated General Consulting, MDWQ Annual Stormwater Report, bridge inspections, emergency utility repairs, retention basin letter response, Verizon West Metro Act /MCI Detroit projects, DTE gas main replacements, water main replacements, 2019 road bond reconstruction program, 2019 SRF sewer rehabilitation program, totaling $437.95. McKenna's May 2020 building department permits, $32,445.31. RJ&J Enterprises Incorporated multiple sanitary sewer repairs, $115,307.53. City of Riverview April 2020 dumping service, $30,177.09.
So moved.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. So we have now the time for the city manager's report. Mr. Christian Crisan, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I will start tonight by acknowledging the work of our police department and the DPS. On June 4th, the city was the site of a rather large protest in March. The police department did a great job working with the organizers to ensure that the event would go off safely, which included escorting the protesters along their route. DPS worked hard to ensure the safety of everybody involved by barricading side streets to make sure that the route was still clear. Both departments were prepared for anything, and they did a great job. Over the last month or so, the city, county, and state have certainly seen great progress in all of our fight against the COVID-19 virus. Case growth has slowed, and our state is slowly reopening. With this, the Emergency Operations Committee has continued to monitor the situation, but it's been decreasing the frequency of the meetings down to once a week on Wednesdays. Hopefully we'll be continuing to see the trends that we've been seeing over the next few months. Last Monday, June 8th, City Hall and other city facilities began to reopen to the public. Each building is now operating with reduced capacity from visitors, and facilities are closed to the public on Fridays, with most staff being furloughed. As we continue to move through the phased reopening plan, I have to say I've been very pleased with the way things are going. Residents have been very patient as they come in with the new restrictions. Staff is doing a great job being very accommodating to everybody coming into the building. It hasn't been, completely perfect. There certainly have been small hiccups with people learning that City Hall is kind of one way right now, but overall it's going really well. The bargaining team from the city has continued to make progress with the fire union. I think we're pretty optimistic that we can finalize a deal in the coming weeks that we can bring back to you. This Thursday, from 2 until 4 p.m., Gleaners Community Food Bank is going to be doing a food drop-off at the community center. It will be set up as a drive-through, as most have been. A flyer is currently posted on the website and on Facebook, and we're going to continue to try and push that out as much as we can. I'd like to touch on just one thing about the outdoor seating and the outdoor cafes. I think this is going to I think it's a different thing that we haven't done in the past, but I think we're going to find that this is going to be something that people like. The outdoor seating creates what they call a sense of place. within downtowns, and it really creates an active environment. If you look at a lot of the downtowns that have been bustling over the last 10 years, you're going to find things like outdoor cafes. And on the fee that we are charging, I'm going to say it's significantly discounted compared to other communities. I do believe Wyandottes is at $750 for the first year, and then a $600 renewal. So just something that we need to keep in the back of our mind. We are doing everything we can to keep costs down for ourselves and for the businesses. And then finally, I want to touch on an issue. The city owns a significant amount of vacant property. Over the last few weeks, we've been working on a program, and in the next few weeks, we're going to continue to work on it. And this is a program that we want to bring to you about how we should sell these properties. Some of these properties are pretty large that you could put a new home on, but some are not. I would like to thank Council President Breeding for pointing me in the direction of the city clerk's office for a previously adopted council policy on this subject. It's certainly going to help us develop the new program as we move through. Our intention here is really to reduce maintenance costs for the city at the same time as we're increasing the city's total taxable value by getting these properties back on the tax rolls. So that's all I have for you tonight, and I'm happy to take any questions you may have.
Through the chair, Councilwoman Ross. James.
Yes, ma'am.
When I was going through the payables, I happened to notice that the tax bills have been paid, or I should say not paid, but the mailings are going out because we had the payable item on there. So my question is did you get anywhere with the credit card companies on reducing those fees?
I have not yet. Honestly, the reopening has admittedly taken a great deal of the focus. The reopening, getting the work share program rolling. The credit card fees have certainly slipped to a back burner, but we can pick that up now that we're starting to roll.
Okay, because I know that's always a very busy time at City Hall. I think, quite honestly, even people like to get that stamped paper that says they're paid.
Absolutely, they like the stamp. And I would like to remind everybody, if you're okay without getting that stamp, you can use the Dropbox. You can pay by mail. You can pay online.
Absolutely. Okay.
Credit union?
Credit union, absolutely, yes.
One more question. When I went to pick up my paperwork at City Hall, the wheelchair, the handicap ramp looked really good. The only thing that I noticed was that the threshold wasn't in. Has that been put in yet?
And do you mean inside the building?
Well, to get through the door.
Oh, what we've been doing, if you came after hours or on Friday when City Hall was closed, what we're doing right now is we're bringing it in when the building's closed, because it is movable right now.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm sorry.
No.
Is the City Hall then, it is accessible without appointment?
Yes, yep, absolutely. People walk in and they actually check in at the water office right up front. We're trying to limit the capacity, the amount of people that are in the building, but we are not doing appointment only right now.
Okay.
Due to where we're at in the progression here.
Okay, very good, thank you.
If I could make a suggestion, James.
Yes, ma'am.
The treasurer's office, you need to speak with Pat Luco, the actual treasurer. She has worked on that credit card since the inception, when we started collecting it. And she has worked with them trying to get it reduced on numerous occasions and to no avail. But maybe you need to have a actual discussion with the city treasurer, Pat Luco.
Oh, absolutely. I would also bring in the finance director, Lisa Griggs, into it.
Mm-hmm. That's all I have.
It appears the mayor may have jumped off. So, if there are no more questions for me, I think Council President Breeding.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but we've come up with, I talked to you about it earlier today, the property on Seacott and with the home that we own that's being torn down and splitting the lot. You said you would have to come back to the council to get ideas about how we would like to propose it. Could we discuss that tonight through this?
Typically it's not, it wouldn't be customary to discuss the sale of property in an open session. Typically that is something you would do in a closed session, but the major thing we'd have to figure out is whether we would, so there's two different things going on as far as the parcels go. One parcel would be unbuildable by current standards. And the two parcels combined wouldn't be large enough to split into two parcels. So it would require action through the ZBA to be able to split them. Or the potential is to sell the adjacent lot to the neighboring property owner there, the entire lot. So there's a few things we'll have to put together as to direction we'd be seeking.
Okay, I just want everybody to be aware of what's going on and.
Mike, are you done? I got one final thing.
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
I'm not sure if Mayor Khan's is there, but James, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Since this was under the report, thank you, Mayor. I just want to make clear that Wyandotte, in regards to their outdoor patios, they have establishments that already have patios, plus they're on the waterfront. So, you know, for their $700 fee, I can see why they have that. In Lincoln Park, besides the brewery, that was the only establishment I can think that has a patio. That's why I wanted to wait.
Yeah, and I used Wyandotte because it's the closest one I could think of. The community I came from, Royal Oak, also was, I think, in the $750 range.
No doubt about it. And it's a wonderful downtown in Royal Oak. I don't know if you compare it to Lincoln Park, but I was just trying to make that point on your point. So
yep, no, absolutely.
That's all I have for you.
Anything else for our city manager? It's nice to be back.
I'm glad you're back.
So hearing none, we'll open it up for citizen communication at this point. If you'd like to be heard, James will unmute you and state your name and then be recognized. I guess that's the way that we'll do that.
Yep. Mayor, I see Larry F. is waving his hands. I'm going to unmute him.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening,
yes.
Mayor and Council. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm glad to be here because I survived the virus 5.5 weeks, and I also lost my job.
Before we get going, we know you're Larry F, but we don't need the full name for you, sir. That's all.
Okay, all right. So some of you might know me, and I've met a lot of great people here, and I felt this was my only way to get everyone together. The city, you know, there's been a house next door to me that has been a problem house. I've been a lifelong Lincoln Park resident. I'm 54. This house, I've been here 27 years. And finally, thanks to a lot of 3 or 4, maybe 5 people, they got the house that's coming down in a couple weeks. And I thank them for that. But the other thing is, when I was young and I bought this house, I didn't have a driveway. I've been moving my cars over here 27 years, and I'm 54. I've got kids now that have cars. I've raised 3 kids here. It's come down to the point where, you know, I thought I would buy this land, and I've been told that I couldn't. There was 2 houses on here before this shack was here, and that one burnt down, and then this was left. So there was 2 houses there, but now it's the one. I was willing to buy the whole lot. The house has been vacant for 4 years. I've been cutting the grass when U.S. Lawns couldn't get here, just so it would make my house look good. I also blow the snow in the winter for 3 or 4 years because you guys didn't have a chance to get over here to do it, so I did it. I just, it's down to the point where I really can't afford to move, but we're at the point where I was told that it's looking good that I might be able to buy at least 15 feet, and that would make me happy. I mean, I've been here all my life, and I guess I'm naive to think that that matters to somebody. Like I said, I've seen people come and go, city managers, and when this first happened, were telling me different things, and now, I'm not mentioning names, but the people who have been on my side and helping me, it's been great to know. I feel like I'm finally at that point. I lost my job. I'm living. I even cut the grass. They told me I needed to go out because I had a hard time walking because I was in bed for 4.5 weeks. So I went and I cut the grass recently for exercise, just so I could get exercise, and I did it with my mask. And I'm only saying this because, I could see if I was only here 2 years, but I've been here all my life, and all I'm asking for is somebody to just, I need somewhere to put my cars, because the police are cracking down now. Within the last 3 years, they're giving tickets. I can't put them at the bar because they got to have their, I live on Seacott by Flappers. So, I can't put it in the school or there. And I moved it around the corner, and the police said, well, I'm sorry for your problem. So there's now that house is going to be taken away. If I don't get the land, I'm not going to have anywhere to put 3 vehicles as of right now. And there's nowhere for me to put them. So we're talking about, we're going to have to move. I've been here all my life. If you could drive by here, I keep the place up. You've got somebody, there's probably 4 of us who own the houses, and you're losing one across Seacott right now. She's sick, and they're moving her to a nursing home. I talked to them, and they're moving as we speak. They're moving out. So we're losing another good person. She's been here years. I need an answer, because if I've saved the money to buy the lot, and I haven't touched it, even though I lost my job, and I've got hospital bills, I'm not asking for the world. I just need an answer. I just want 15 feet so I've got a driveway. I've got people ready to put a driveway in. I got the price. I've got the price for the fence to be moved. That's going to be $1,200. I even sent some of you an email that said, I'll give you $1,000 for the lot. So this was just my last kind of ditch effort. If somebody doesn't have the time to listen to me or whatever, I guess we're going to have to go, because there's nowhere for me to put my cars now. Because we used to put them over there because they have a driveway over there. It's the house is right here in the back of my house, and they have a driveway. And since I shoveled the snow and cut the grass, everybody didn't have a problem with it. Just park there when the snowstorm comes. That's what I've been doing. So I just had to get this last ditch effort out that,
Larry?
Yeah.
Larry, I didn't get your last name at the beginning. Could you say that?
Ritzley.
Oh, okay. Very, very good.
I think I sent you an email because you helped me, Mayor. You helped me when we had the problems, pit bulls and just all kinds of nonsense for years, And now that that's gone.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
Now, you heard what was talked about in the city manager in his report. Part of what he was talking about was that changing or looking to amend the policy when it comes to how we sell property. And that's part and parcel for trying to find a way to assist you in this, I would guess. That's what we're going to look at.
Okay.
But currently, we're forbidden from doing that. But the city manager says we're going to look at how we sell the property, and maybe we should do things differently. So that's all that we can say for this right now. Okay, that you got your voice has been heard. and we're going to take a look at and see if we're doing things the right way, and we might have to change the way that we sell these properties.
Okay, I just wanted to put it out there that I'll buy the whole lot, and I've been taking care of it anyway, and, I appreciate everything that everyone's done, and I appreciate it's gonna get torn down, but it's still, I might have to just go if there's nowhere, you guys have driveways.
Yeah, Larry, we understand,
Okay.
but I know that this is your first time, and we've gone over a little bit of the limit, but.
Okay, all right,
I didn't want to cut you off though, but.
all right, that's fine.
There'll be more discussions on this, so, and then pay attention to future meetings, and when we get this up for discussion, then you'll be able to have a voice in this when we do this.
Okay, well, I won't bother you no more, and I won't follow you, so I hope somebody just calls me with good news one day.
Okay, well, we have your information. Now, is there anyone else that wishes to address council?
Mayor, Tracy Dupre has her hand raised.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to unmute myself. Hello, Tracy Dupre here. I just wanted to let everyone know, and I have contacted the city manager via email. This is regarding the American Indian Service Food Pantry that we have in Lincoln Park once every month. It is now closed. They've lost their building. And I have contacted the city manager and their people to get together to try and resolve this issue. I originally approached Councilman Higgins for some ideas, and he had some great ideas actually that I hadn't thought of. So between, if I may, James, Mike, and then the Indian Services folks and I, we will be trying to get this back up and running and keep this resource, this greatly needed resource. In Lincoln Park, it is income-based, mostly elderly and disabled. Most people are on disability. So it's really a good resource for us. And we're really working hard to keep this within the city. So I just wanted people to be aware that this is now closed and that we're working to get it back to where it needs to be, or the best we can. So Blessed Hope is still a food resource on Wednesdays and Fridays. And they do take emergency calls. I can always take an emergency call for them as well, if anybody is hungry, in need. And we also have a group that I help out. Joyce and Dan Murray run it, and we deliver meals either Friday or Saturday for the communities, depending on when, everybody's schedule. And so there's also a group that people can sign up through Facebook. And if you have any questions, Tracy Parent Dupre is my Facebook name. You can always message me. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you. Is there anyone else that wishes to be heard? Okay, hearing none, at this time we'll go to oral reports of the mayor and council. Council President reading.
I have two notices I'd like to bring forward. Focus Hope pickup has been changed, and they're changing their pickup their pickup dates. July the 7th, anyone that goes over there will receive a double box, one for July and August. So you get 2 boxes on July the 7th. There is no distribution on August the 4th due to the election. And on they've added a new date of September the 1st for Focus Hope. I can't speak, I'm sorry. Okay, so that's the changes there. And then the city's senior bus for grocery shopping will resume on Thursday, July the 2nd. The shopping dates on Monday, they go to Kroger's, and on Thursday, they go to Myers, and the cost is 1 token. Shoppers will still be picked up between 10 and 11 a.m., and they'll have 1 hour to shop. If you want to utilize this shopping bus, please call Parks and Recreation office at 313-386-1817, one day in advance or at least by 9 a.m. the days that they need to be picked up. So, again, Monday to Kroger's and Thursdays to Myers. Starts again on July the 2nd. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Salcido.
Yes, Your Honor, just a couple of things. You know, residents of Lincoln Park, we still are in the middle of a pandemic. Please be leery of that. I mean, wear your mask when you can. Numbers, actually, Michigan have gone up, as other states have too. So we're not out of the woods yet. As you see, businesses are open up. Sales opened up today, which is unusual. It's a Monday. They have put safeguards in place. They also have masks for sale. And I believe they're allowing 2 people in a chair and 2 sitting down. And then you can wait in your car and they'll text you to come on in. So check out Sal's Barbershop. I know Yum Yum Donuts is also open. Please try to hit some Lincoln Park businesses. Also, the class of 2020, I congratulated you 2 weeks ago. Once again, I know it's probably a difficult year for you. I just hope this makes you stronger in your future endeavors and your career paths. I hope this experience makes you guys a lot better. Larry F., hang in there as a COVID survivor, and I hope there could be a resolution with your driveway. It's out of our hands currently. And I have not got an update on Tom Parkinson. If someone wants to fill me in, Tom, get better. And last but not least, we had mentioned in regards to the businesses that want to put a patio, I'm sure if we get 5, that'd be great, but there's only 2 so far. And, you know, $150 wasn't going to make or break the city. That's why I was adamant about the $150 charge. So with that, I will end my report. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, sir. Councilwoman Ross.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, I want to apologize for all my coughing. I'm sorry, but my allergies are really bad. But I, too, want to send well wishes to Councilman Parkinson. Let him know that we miss him. And Sunday is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all our dads. And that's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Councilman Higgins.
Thank you. Congratulations to class of 2020 again. That the graduation ceremony was different at the high school, but very special, and it was very, very nice to see the kids walk through. Working at the school, I got to see some of them more than anybody else would because their only family was invited, and it was very nice for them. And also congratulations to, by the way, the graduating class from Mixter School. They had 3 kids, and they did a drive-through graduation through the high school parking lot, which was quite unique. And I want to congratulate those kids. They worked very hard to get there. I'll remind everybody the food giveaway at the high school tomorrow. They have moved the opening up till 9:30. It goes from 9:30 to 1 o'clock. They give away 2,000 meals every week. You get 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches for any school-age kid. The line is very long, so get there early. And I also want to reach out to Tom Parkinson and wish him all the best and get better. We need you back here, guy. Trying to think. Local businesses, there's quite a few of them that have been closed that are open now. Everybody likes to complain about all our empty buildings. Well, the best way to stop any more buildings from being empty is go to our local businesses and do your shopping there. Yum Yum Donuts was suggested. Lincoln Town is open now. But there's a lot of little businesses in Lincoln Park that can use your business. Please think about that when you do your shopping. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Kelsey.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a couple things real quick. Tracy Dupre touched on it. When I come back from up north, I had a letter from the Indian Services in my box indicating they were going and leaving the area. And today they were still there. I went over and talked to Faye, who runs the place, and Councilwoman Ross and me have known her for a while, and we talked to her about various issues and that stuff. And she was telling me that because there's been a cut in the Medicare reimbursement, how they do things, that was the final issue that kind of like sank the boat, so to speak. And they were cleaning out the offices today as I was there talking to her. They have had various funding issues in the past, and it's unfortunate because the American Indians are very congregated in this downriver area, and she was giving me and Councilwoman Ross a lot of history of how many people are here, and they service a lot of people, and a little history about how she came here from the reservation and so on and so forth a long time ago. And I guess what I'm saying is that we don't recognize that they kind of did their thing, and people kind of like didn't really bother them, but they didn't really help them either. I mean, they were doing their thing, and they did as much as they could, and she was very appreciative to the police department of Lincoln Park. She praised them more than once about how they'd always helped her if she had a problem and took care of looking after her building and so on and so forth. So it is really a shame to see that organization having to leave when they've been there such a long time. And I hope that Tracy is saying that they are working on something, because it was a little bleak today when I talked to her. But there's always the point that things can always change, and I hope it would. The other issue that I like to say is that, which is something I think is more of a gesture, the council had passed a resolution, and Carlos had promoted it or sponsored it, and we voted on it, concerning the fact that half of our salary for June and July went back to the city or to a city organization. And it's not much, but it's a little bit to help out, because like the mayor said, we are going to be in a major deficit, whether we like it or not. We didn't create it, we're going to be there. And with the state trying to beg, borrow, and whatever from Washington, and they're not the only one with their hand out, it's going to be very lean for a while around here. And the bad part about it is we still have the same amount of services that we try to participate for the citizens. When they call up, they still want things done, and they deserve it, except that now that we're closed every Friday, it's even getting further behind, because we have issues that have to be done. And when you take a day out of the week, even though we're compensating the employees through that work share program, that still means that street doesn't get done, that paperwork doesn't get sent to Lansing, that phone call doesn't get in, whatever you want to call it, it still makes an impact on the operation. And I can't overemphasize that. It's going to be, it's not over. And like I said in the prior conversation, where I look at the postings from the county, and unfortunately Lincoln Park shows up more often than others for having people that have been diagnosed with COVID. And I don't know what it is, but we're just unlucky in that respect. And so it's still out there. I see a lot of people who don't cover their face. I see a lot of people who don't take it seriously. At my age, I do. Okay, it's something that is not going to be pleasant if I or my wife or anybody at our age or anybody gets it. And I think people don't realize that it's not for you, it's for the person that you might unintentionally infect. And being a father myself, I'm looking forward to Father's Day and a lot of gifts for my kids. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Again, we wish Councilman Parkinson well. And prayers are with him and his family as he battles his illness. I apologize for dog barking in the background. It's no effect on anybody's opinion or anything like that. It's just one of those things. I want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day, and to continue to try to be safe. With a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Support.
All right, clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You.
Good night.